Well, good evening, curling fans. A lovely sunset over the Rocky Mountains and our home for the next 10 days, Calgary, Alberta, Canada. The Olympic flag flies at the base of Canada Olympic Park. And Calgary was the host to the 1988 Olympic Winter Games. As you see the ski jumps in behind all the country flags. There is the Winsport Arena. That's part of Canada Olympic Park, where we are for the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2021. It's a pleasure to be inside here for session 6 coming up. It is RCF taking on Canada. RCF 3-0, Canada at 1-2, the first time they've been at that record since 2011. So we get things set up. Chance to meet the teams and the competitors here in our feature game for RCF. Their lead, Ekaterina Kuzmina. The second, Galina Arsenkina. Our third, Julia Porchanova. And the skip of RCF, Alina Kovaleva. And they will take on Team Canada with their lead, Brianne Mayer. Their second player, Shannon Burchard. Third is Val Sweeting. And the skip of this team, Carrie Einerson. And coming into tonight's session, here are the standings. RCF at the top, joined by Scotland, Switzerland, and Sweden, all at 3-0. Then Czech Republic is 2-1. China and Japan at 1-1. Canada, Denmark, Germany, and the US all sit at 1-2, while Estonia, Italy, and Korea all at 0-3 in this 14-team field. 4 games will be out on the ice for you this evening in our feature matchup. We'll have RCF and Canada, important game. Well, these are the games going on. Japan takes on China, all Asian battle there, both teams at 1-1. Well, sheet B, Korea takes on Germany, looking for win number 1. Our feature games on sheet C, and then on sheet D, United States is at 1-2, taking on Italy, who is 0-3. So the teams have done their last stone draw. I am Luke Coley, joined by Olympian and Canadian champ Melissa Saligo. An important game for Canada coming in at 1-2, and RCF, if you're 3-0, playing well, we can really hand Canada another loss and make it tough for them to get in that top 2 spots in the playoffs.
RCF has been playing great the first 3 games, and obviously having some confidence, making some big shots. We saw them make a huge shot against Team Korea there to win and get 3 and make a triple and win. Canada coming off not a bad game. Like, they played really well, especially the first half of the game this morning, or this afternoon, pardon me, and just faltered a little bit in kind of the 8th and 9th end, and unfortunately gave up a big steal in that 9th end, and it was a big hill to climb in 10. They just couldn't do it.
Yesterday, Canada had a similar result in their afternoon game against Sweden, losing, scoring only 1 point in the second half. Same thing today, but they bounced back with a big win against Czech Republic. A tougher opponent here this evening in RCF, but probably good to get back out on the ice.
It is. I think it really is for them. They need to get a big win against one of the top teams thus far in the field, and this is a good opportunity for them to do that. They've had a bunch of tough games, but most of the games are going to be tough. But it's hard to play those top teams, and RCF being at the very top right now, undefeated, this will be a huge game for Canada to come out and try and get a victory. But I guarantee you RCF is going to be tough, because they are playing very well.
Well, on a Saturday night here, the teams getting set to deliver the first stones. It is RCF will have the red stones. Canada will be throwing the yellow. On the second straight game for Canada, they won't have the hammer to start. RCF will have that last stone advantage, winning the draw shot challenge. And actually, quite convincing, good numbers for the RCF. 50.2. Well, Canada a little struggle, 137.6. Those are in centimeters away from the button, that LGT logo, where they're all aiming for. So that'll mean Canada will get things going. They started off with a steal earlier today. So a chance to get right back out on the ice quickly after a tough loss. Canada, and Brianne Mayer gets us started.
And I would imagine Canada had a really strong start, as we mentioned already. So I'm going to imagine that they're going to play the same kind of strategy in the first part of the game. So earlier today, without Hammer, they did come short, and it looks like maybe they're doing the same thing today, just trying to put a little pressure early on their opposition.
And a Katarina Kuzmina, 25-year-old lead. Remember the team that made the playoffs in 2019, finished 5th.
We're looking for that hit and roll early. We talked about this in the previous game, Luke. That first end, there must have been at least 4, maybe 5 attempts at a hit and roll, and nobody coming up with one. Not easy to do.
Yeah, and I actually had to take an extra second. I wasn't sure if it was actually just happening all over again, or so we see the hit and a little bit of a roll from Mayer, partially buried behind that guard.
That was me as well. It was all.
You can see, I would say, 3/4 of that rock for sure. And you saw the ice that RCF took for this shot. It looks like they throw maybe kind of a bumper to hack weight, looking to get a nose hit or even a little roll on the inside.
Look at that little quiet tap and roll right in behind.
Nicely done.
Oh wait, she's thinking for yellow. Oh, whoopsie. Jeez. Which number? 7. 7. There you go.
Just this is their first game, Team Canada. Their first game as Yellow Rocks, so they're used to throwing the red.
Yeah, 3 straight with those red ones, and then I got to throw. Not throwing the cherry anymore. This is the lemon I'm throwing.
This is the lemon. And Shannon got into 3 games in the 2018 World Championship. I'll try and tap that one all the way through if they can. That wasn't quite hack, maybe just a little on the light side. But of course, if you get to nose, hit a little thicker of that rock, you would have got it out. It's very close.
Well, Galina Arsenkina, the second with this team here, and is in her 3rd World Championship. Was a bronze medalist in 2018. But playing that hit, and they're
looks like she was just a little wide, and it was nice soft weight, but it does run a little straighter if you put it on the out path or the out motion. Well, Canada has 2 options here. They could obviously hit that one that's back 12, and they've elected to ignore it and try and get one fully buried behind that center guard that they put up at the beginning of the end.
Well, chance to get around that one and missed. We see the rules of play here in round robin. 6 ends minimum must be played, 38 minutes of thinking time, and 1 60-second timeout given to each of the teams.
Sorry.
So second shot at this one now for Arsenkina. Now trying to hold this one, was wide with her first. So there ends up rolling out. So a couple of mistakes back and forth. Val Sweeting, this is the entire Team Canada except for Shannon Burchard's first trip to a World Championship.
So this is another chance here by Canada to try and get around those center guards. Again, ignoring that RCF stone at the back 12.
Well, in for shot stone, but it'll be open.
Very sweet. Базу. Да, может побольше веса. Она выпивала, у нее было 11.70.
Those situations, I really like the call that Carrie is making, trying to come around those center guards, you know, first end, but you don't have hammer, so you do have to be prepared that if you don't make them, you could potentially give up an early deuce here. So you have to be very, very comfortable and confident with making those draws. Canada missed the first one, Shannon coming up late. The second one, it is a little wide open.
Well, playing that quiet wait. Tap that one, try and get it past their red. And they do to lie 1-2.
RCF is very good at, from what we've seen just in this first end, of throwing that very nice soft weight.
Weight's good. 10-5. Whoa. Weight's good. Whoa. Yep. 10-5. Whoa.
Well, I'm trying to get that roll to the center. Right to the top
Great
of the
shot.
forefoot.
Nice throw. Really good. Yeah.
Could just see the patience in Team Canada there. They waited and waited and waited and waited for it to make its break. Well done.
They waited, but they were just waiting to pounce because they knew it was at some point it would make that move.
I think they're trying to hit this, Luke, right in the middle of those two yellows and maybe spin their shooter up. You have to hit this almost perfect to make that happen. Like if you, those rocks look very even across, but there might be one maybe a titch higher than the other.
Oh, get them both going, spin that one up.
Yeah.
Does that yellow go in? But opens up that center line.
It was really hard to remove both of those the way they were situated.
Yeah, hitting out there. This could be a bit of a shelf. I'll broom down until it's like way out there. But yeah, I'll let you know if it looks wide, like really wide. Okay. Okay. All right. 9.5. Okay. Just like nose. Oh shoot! Did the same thing.
That's two. Carrie grabbed it, did the same thing that Shannon did, grabbed the opponent's stone.
Okay, yeah.
They'll get it. They'll
Heather
hold
in
the
behind
yellow.
their coach laughing about it.
Yeah, right at it, Carrie.
This is a really good call by Carrie Anderson, trying to hit second shot, even though it's back 12. And the reason they're doing this is a couple of reasons. One is their end plan here without hammer was to force. That's number one, force or steal. So by hitting this, they're saying to RCF that you need to work to try and get your single.
Good call, Val.
And the second thing is they want to,
Good, Carrie.
it would be much harder to throw the guard. And if you miss the guard, then there's an opportunity for RCF to get a multiple point end. So that's a really good call. You never want to hit anything in the back 12, but it is very late in this end, so just smart play. Remember, always remember what your end plan is. going to assume RCF is trying to play and hit and roll behind that yellow guard, and it is very tight to the ring, so it would be a short run if Canada were to take it on, if this is made.
RCF skip, Alina Kovaleva, world junior champ in 2013. Doesn't get any rolls, sits in the top of the 8-foot. Sure, Canada will probably want to hit this one right back on the nose.
Yeah, both the nose. And then Kovaleva will have to make a decision as to whether to draw or to try and hit and roll for her single point.
All right.
Carrie Anderson and Team Canada, their final shot of this first end.
9-5, a little high.
Without the hammer to start this game off.
Yes, hard. It's really busting. Hard, busting. Yep. Gotta go. Good.
Able to hold that and stay in the top of the 8-foot.
I know, bad timing.
Yeah, definitely got to stay down on that side.
Good job, that girl. Freaking.
Good end here by Canada, and this shows the confidence in Kovaleva and the RCF skip, just drawing to the 8-foot here against 3 in the first end. Some teams would elect to maybe hit and roll, like I said earlier, try and get their single that way. But full 8.
No real discussion, was comfortable playing this draw.
Looks like I had a little bit of extra speed to start, but it should come off.
Well, they're trying to use that backing now.
I think so.
Big scrub to go there, and it goes past 1, past the 2nd. And it's awfully close as a steal of 2, maybe a steal of 3 to start this game off.
I'm not sure why they were still brushing that once it hit, because it looked like it had already passed.
It did look like 3. I was waiting for confirmation. And it was a steal of 3 by the Canadian side. They couldn't have asked for a better start into this evening session against RCF.
It is, I agree. Like,
I know, I didn't like you throwing that side because I was like, it's heavy on the
It is. I didn't really, anticipate it because I thought, I was like, oh, I'll draw the button on this side.
it wasn't
like,
too
not
bad, yeah.
We played it a bunch of practice.
Sure. Okay. Because I don't want to be a high guard or nothing like that. Okay, top 4.
Mine's good. Should be close. Top 4.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
top
you
8.
just keep looking
curling
up.
early.
Curling, it's curling early, it's really like,
Yep. All right, guys. Top 8. Line's good. Top 8, top 4. Over curling. Line's good. Top 4. Over curling, guys.
can't go for a weight.
Yep.
Okay, we
Top 4. Okay.
Welcome back. Second end, Canada leading RCF 3-0. A steal of 3 in that first end and a draw that was heavy. Canada had a loss yesterday, came back with a win in the evening game against Czech Republic. They lost this afternoon. And just like they did last night starting their game, they scored 3 as their first score of the game. They're hoping it's a good omen for a bounce-back win. But a lot of game left here at the Winsport Arena.
And I think just miscommunication on that shot by RCF. They knew it was heavy out of her hand, and it was running pretty straight, so they were trying to keep it straight so that they could come to the back one. But unfortunately, once it hit the hog line, it started to actually curl too much. So they pretty much needed to get off it and hope that would have stayed in the back of the ring. So unfortunate break and big mistake there by RCF to start this game.
Line's good. Top 12. Might carry better. Just tight. Okay, it's a little heavy then. It doesn't look like line's very good. You want to bring it in? Top 12. How's the line? Line's really good. Okay, top 12. Top 12. Almost to it right now. Oh gosh, it's really sliding. Freeze it? No. Leave space. You good? Okay. Get there. So they can't.
Two good shots there by Brianne.
Good judge. That works.
Yeah, and it was just a 3. And it was, obviously, mentally, it's a tough one to come back. Just got to think, let's just get her deuce with the hammer. And that was a score in the first end. If you're going to get up 3, I'd rather give that up in the first than the late stages.
What a nice shot. Kept their shooter right in front of that yellow stone.
And look in at Japan against China over on sheet A. Both these teams playing just their 3rd game, and Japan line 2. But Han Yu and China has hit here to score a single point.
Looks good.
Yeah, just a light clean up to it, able to get the nose hit. So China scores first, leading Japan 1-0. And then over Korea against Germany again. Germany playing with just the 3 team members again due to a couple positive COVID tests, but the other 3 have been cleared to play. And Daniela Jentsch, an opportunity. Score an early multiple point end.
It just looks like she needs to hit full 8 foot. Hoping that this one stops. And it looks like it's pretty good.
It is, I agree. Like,
Yeah, stops back of the 8 foot, so Germany gets a score of 3 and lead Korea 3-0. Korea looking for win number 1.
Okay. If anything, play it tight and rub the guard. Yeah. Okay. And roll in,
So Shannon made the hit on the top one, removed the red one. That's the one you just see outside the rings here at the back 12 foot on the side. RCF elected to come around their corner guard, and you can see that's the rock that Shannon's going to chase right now. It did actually over curl, so you can see a piece of it on the board side. But because of the amount of curl, they're going to go this way. And if they can just squeeze by that guard, they should be able to get it.
They can't remove that one. Or pardon me, they can. They're into seconds of second stones. Was the first to second stones they can't. Ends up pushing it over and didn't get a lot of roll off.
No, that was really, really lightweight. I think she was looking for hack, and I that was about back line maybe at best. Just a little bit light. So good opportunity here now for RCF to get another one buried behind that guard. The red one on the 12 foot is now exposed. However, we really want to get this one fully buried. That guard's very high. Nice shot.
And in behind, live 1-2. See the Canadian coach, Heather Nedwin, in behind. 2-time Canadian champ, 2-time world bronze medalist.
Just to get the roll. 10 in case we hit the back one.
her first year working with this Anderson team. It hasn't been an easy year to have a first year as a coach. The lack of games and all the cancellations, and then being in the bubble this long.
So Canada looking for hit this outside one and roll. They can roll in behind or they can roll far.
They're able to get it just out of the rings.
Again, they just have to be careful out there. It seems maybe a second or two heavier. Not a lot heavier, but just a second or two. So you have to be very, very careful.
Well, Sergei Belanov, coach of the RCF team, has really seen that program really build and build. They've had a lot of success on the women's side the last few years. This team making the playoffs 2 years ago. They were bronze medalists the year before that. Porchanova actually a silver medalist, and they lost the final in 2017. And Julia makes the nose hit of that one in the back of the 8.
Trying to get this one to curl as much as possible. Would like to stick it in the rings, but it does roll out.
9-6. Yeah. Okay.
So that redstone on the top of the 12-foot RCF line, 1.
So RCF can come around that corner guard again, or they can actually split the rings. They're line 1.
Главное, чтобы мы вот здесь прошли. Мы точно пройдем? Да, пройдем. Мы можем с этой стороны, здесь не особо прям валит. Мы здесь пройдем, с 8 я ставила. Окей. А, ну да, у нас постановка с 8 была. Окей. Алия, нет. Окей.
Чуть-чуть уже, чем постановка. Давай. 3-7.
Уже шире. Я поняла.
Уже через центр.
Looks like they've elected to draw around that yellow rock that's just in the top 12, Luke, and I don't mind this shot, but you almost have to go deep on it because you don't want to leave a short run for Canada, because that is their rock, obviously. The other option was to draw more to the wing and try and keep your rocks far apart that way.
Just got by that corner guard and they go back.
That's a great spot for it. Absolutely great spot. The thing is now, of course, it's deep, so what does Canada do? They're going to follow them down. But that's the only place you could go if you were coming around that yellow one, top 12.
I'm thinking like 14-2 for us.
I think for RCF, it would have been better to go T-line on the side, opposite side of their other redstone.
Assuming we're going to go right. Yeah, squeeze the back one. Okay, I like that. Thinking like a 14-2. Yeah, 14 is good. Yeah, that's what I got out of this.
We might run for a bit, so try if you don't have to.
Yeah, we'll be patient with it.
Yeah.
Okay, you got it, Kara.
Well, they just saw the path, so they'll try and follow it down.
Okay, about the same weight she just threw.
Okay. T-line. Back goalie. Line's good. Line's good. Okay. Roll. Whoa. Back forward. We can wait. Whoa. No. We can wait. Back eight. Back eight. Whoa. Coming down back 4. Whoa. Back 4. There it goes. Right to the back.
Just waiting for it to make that move.
Keep going. Go. Good sweep. Nice.
You had to wait to just get by that yellow guard.
Check here. Right. Let's get what we could do. We had to wait for the guard. Yeah.
Shoot.
Probably wanted to go wait a little bit, maybe.
Pretty good result there for Carey. So it forces RCF to have to take on this double.
They didn't go on it as it was. It kind of lost its handle then.
Yeah, I think they thought it was back 8. It did, and it was kind of running that way, like it was there. What was the
So make this double, try and eliminate both of them.
So I think
If you make it, you could probably stay on the rings.
I would think so, if you roll towards the center, perhaps, and avoid the jam. If you just hit center line side, you could roll towards, center or your guard, and I think the worst thing you could happen here is you hit it right on the nose.
Well, Kuzmina, can they hold it, try and make the double? Won't, but rolls the shooter on.
So Canada has to be careful here. RCF has 3 other counters in the rings. It's a good try there by Kovaleva.
Yeah, I guess if you're going to miss it on the inside to roll that one into the rings.
I think so. 10?
Yep, you got it. Hit and roll. Yeah.
So it looks like they're playing the hit and maybe roll in front of that other yellow stone that's back 4.
10?
I'm just not sure it will outcount either of those 2 red ones, depending on how far it rolls, I guess.
Yeah, it's going to be in the 12-foot. Might outcount 1 at most.
Yeah, definitely won't outcount the back one.
And if it leaves that yellow open, there might be a chance. But you're eliminating an opponent's stone.
10,
See what Anderson can come up with.
Just 10.
Really like to roll it in front of your other stone.
Trying to get the roll, but it won't. And it's going to be 4th shot. Is there a chance now you can play that tap and hold your shooter?
Okay, Kara. Sorry, I thought
I think so. There's lots of space there. You play just backline weight. You should be able to roll just like that, just 3/4 high side. I think you can get 3. The other option is to play the double and just take your 2, which by the weight
really
are,
hard to stay for 3.
Just pick it.
yeah,
this way it
I
looks
think
like
she's just picking it with that weight, or that ice, pardon me. I think the shot's there for 3, to be honest.
I tend to agree. This looks like it will be just a play for the 2,
Correct.
which isn't it. Getting 2 back is a good call.
For sure, you don't want to get just 1. You want to make sure you get your deuce, and this is the safest way to do it.
So the last stone, second end, Alina Kovaleva wants to get rid of that yellow stone. Can't disturb their back one. Pick it out, and we'll score their 2.
Good shot.
Great sweep for RCF to hold that one, and it is 2 on the board. They bounce back, but 2 back, and it's 3-2 now through 2 ends of play.
Mine probably won't carry as far as theirs will, because mine just lost handle.
Okay.
Like, ah.
Okay.
We had to wait for the guard too.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's running.
Was 2 on the board for RCF in that second end, so 3-2 is where we sit. The LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2021. Luke Coley alongside Melissa Saligo for this one. And Canada gets that steal early. And RCF, good bounce back end. They had a chance. Question is, would they could have taken the risk to go for 3. They decided to play the safer shot to make sure you scored 2.
And I think that's, you know, it's hard to say from up here. I do think the 3 was there. There was the opportunity to play for it, but the worst case scenario was only to get 1. So they played it the smart way, they played it the safe way, and they got their 2 deuce, and they're right back in this game.
Make sure it's top 8, but don't let it die. But let it die. I just didn't want it to be top 12. Юль, внимательно линия. Линия отличная. Только не Только не отличная. Пока даже чуть больше линии. Линия будет. Это глубже. Не надо. Делай его, под него. Контакт нельзя только, пожалуйста. Sorry.
Well, they actually go right around
Wow. I thought it was going to tick off there for a second, so you just see the amount of curl there in that spot.
I like that. Bumper. Yeah, I think we need that to move 2 rocks. Yeah, we could do that. A little fresh here, maybe. Okay.
So Brianne's looking to throw about bumper weight. She has to move 2 rocks, trying to get to the nose of her own yellow.
Hard for the stick, I think.
Oh, they got to work hard to get by this guard, and you can't remove it from play.
Roll it off.
So we'll see, they can't remove that red if it goes out.
Good. Sorry, good shot. Sneaky good.
But rolled to a corner in the
That'll
action.
work.
RCF was kind of, looked like Kovaleva was sort of like, I'm okay with you leaving a corner, opening those ones up.
That just curled like right.
Thought she might try and sweep it to put it back out in front.
I think I would have. I think just try and get it out of play.
Yeah, then it's your guard out in front as opposed to the yellow that it is right now.
Да, мы так и поняли.
There's a bit of a port there.
But whatever you see. Yeah. See if it, I don't mind it. I've got about 2/3. Okay. That's about what I had too. Okay. Okay. Yeah, she gave you a little more than me.
So Shannon's going to take a stab at this. Throwing a bumper weight. Trying to come through the port.
Weight's good.
Hit the yellow one right on the nose and get rid of the red one at the back.
Yes. Yes, hard. It really curls too. Weight's good.
You can just see the bend.
Gets pie, but do they?
Gotta hang on to it.
Well, they spin them around. They
See
leave
how
their
much
yellows
that
in.
curl from hogline in, Luke.
I don't know if it was quite the weight that they were looking for.
I don't. I think it was a little bit light again. They asked for bumper. I would say, yeah, that definitely wasn't bumper.
Gone right away.
Хочется просто вот так сделать. Если ты хочешь так попробовать, то давай. Если нет, то лучше так.
Выглядит очень опасно отсюда, вот это.
Давай лучше это. От этого не
Well, Korea, Germany. Germany
Wow.
gets 3 in the first, and wow is right. Looks like a chance. Kim Moon-jung make the double.
I think so. I think there's a yellow double to stick her shooter.
Well, the 2018
Yeah,
Olympic
there's
silver
good luck.
medalist.
Yeah, she
Struggled.
get a double for 3, I think.
Yeah, she's been very inconsistent this week so far in the first couple games, and there's the double to score 3 right back.
Nice shot.
We've seen some high-scoring games so far, and that one, the makings of an high-scoring affair as well, with threes to start each end. And here, RCF can't get through that port.
It's interesting they were going for the one that's kind of on the side rather than the one that's, as we see it there on the center line, that's more the dangerous rock.
Mind that. I don't want to move it behind the tee, though.
Never mind, feels not good.
If anything, get a hair low on it. But
Okay, so what are we doing?
just tapping that one foot on the nose. Try and get a hair low if we can. Okay. Back forward. Yeah, a little hot. Back in. Whoa, then. Coming down. Tee back forward.
So-
Wind's gonna out.
So Luke, I look at this and I go,
Turning a bit still. No.
RCF didn't hit that one that was
We need to
top
split it. Whoa.
8 foot because it maybe wasn't in a favorable
Coming down
position for
again.
them to
Really
do
coming
so.
down.
So I'm curious as to why
Okay.
Canada wanted to play that one, whereas maybe they could have actually drawn to the open side and just keep their rocks a little separated and
Shannon.
just see what
They're
RCF
just
is going to
coming
do.
right off today.
Instead of bringing that play into the middle. They do have hammer. It's a great shot, though.
When they bunch up their stones, looks like a double available.
It does. I don't know if they would catch that one on the side. I'm not sure they could get the triple, but yeah, I'm just not sure why they would have played to the middle there. This one's curling too.
Well,
Nice
double made.
shot.
Rolls underneath, but it's still shot stone for Canada.
That was a great shot. Looked like it was over curling on her.
And they catch just enough on that one to make it. So they played behind the center on the previous one, and now they are peeling that center guard because they just have that one in the rings.
And although they're shot rock, they have hammer. This guard is causing them some issues for sure, just because it is covering 2 red stones. So right now they're trying to keep the blank alive by allowing RCF to make a play on the shot rock, and then hopefully that Canada can come back with a double. So again, I go back to that previous shot. Is I think if they would have played away from the center line, it would have forced RCF into a different kind of shot, and they definitely wouldn't have had that double. When you do have hammer, obviously you don't want to group your stones together.
Oh, and RCF makes a little roll in, so they lie 3. Now, making that play, Canada's basically trying to get out of this with the blank, as you said, Melissa.
Playing the double on the top 2. If she gets lucky, she might catch that one at the back 12 as well, or back 8, pardon me.
Yep. Hard. Hard. Whoa. Hard. Whoa. Yep. Hard. It's right in the.
Oh,
Okay,
makes the
very good.
other double. Knew they had 2 ways.
Okay, nice throw. Good job. Nice pair.
Job done, though. Got rid of 2 red stones.
Looks like a little worry at one point that it was going to go right through the hole.
I thought it was right in the middle of the.
Good reaction, yeah. She thought it was going to go right through the middle. So opportunity here for RCF to hit and stick pretty much on the nose. They can roll a little either way, try and make the double a little harder for Canada.
Well, they're rolling. It's definitely a double available. Well, here's session 6, Japan-China, 1-1, fourth end. Korea-Germany tied, but at 3, as they play in the third end of that game. 3-2 is our feature game on sheet C. US-Italy, 1-1 in the fourth end. Our feature game, the only one not all tied up at the moment. Let's see those two. By Val Sweeting at the far end, going to the away end of the ice here inside the Winsport Arena. Make that double. And Carey looking to make this double, has been playing very well. Now, unable to make the double, but rolls in front.
You can just see the rocks once they kind of get off the center line, they seem to go. It's hard to control them with sweeping.
It was really close. Yeah.
Well, they made the decision to peel and then had to make a couple doubles, and going to be forced to take one now in this fourth end, or have a shot for one.
RCF trying to put this in a position that's even with their other red stone. Just prevent any possibility of a double. As long as it's second shot. Nicely done.
So line 2, no doubles available. This will be to draw for the single point.
You can drag it decently. Okay. Yeah, I like that time then.
What do you guys think for speed here?
Like a 14-2.
14-2?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get it.
So full 4-foot or better, Carey Anderson and Team Canada score a single point with the hammer, take a 4-2 lead.
Okay, close.
Nice, good. T-line. Line good. Running, running, not curling. Not curling it. T, top off.
Yep, we can go. Yep, we can go. We can go. Go, 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 go. Push it.
Well, they got to get this to the 4-foot.
They're looking for a 14-2, and I got about a 14-3 on it.
What
What a
great
brush.
Nice shot.
Goes right to the top of the button. Get the single point. Put that one in the back pocket to have later in the game with draw weight.
Go. Push it hard.
Team Canada gets their single point and a 4-2 advantage in our feature game. Canada leading RCF.
Yeah.
We'll play this intern set. I'll give you a reading more.
Okay. Sounds good. Okay.
Sounds good.
Oops, sorry. think that's
Line's
close.
good. Top 4.
Short band a little slow.
Line's
Gene.
great.
Yeah. I
Stay
agree.
on it. Line's really good. Top 8. Line's really nice. Line's great.
No, gotta go.
Keep on it. You're right.
Line's really good.
Okay, line's good now.
14-3. 14-3.
Oh, sorry.
Perfect. Good.
Well, the first stone of this fourth end comes into the rings. Team Canada leading 4-2 in the game. The LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2021. And RCF gave up a steal of 3 in the first. Chance they can score a deuce here. They're all tied up through 4. Both sides. A few little miscues out there. Both had chances, and we'll see what we get here later on throughout this game. But I think fair to say, coming in, knowing these two teams, they were at the 2 World Curling Tour, the Grand Slam events prior to this event. They're teams you expect to be in that top 6 and playing in the playoffs next weekend.
Absolutely, they both expect to be there, and they're both very, very good teams.
I thought max.
But as we've seen, as you've mentioned, there's just a couple little miscues so far. Obviously, that one RCF would love that draw back in the first end.
Throwing that guard with the amount of curl we're seeing, real tough to place those guards. See the tournament numbers, 80% for Katarina Kuzmina. Oh, big sweep the whole way down for Porchanova.
Nice shot. Again, that nice soft weight, they're so good at it.
Okay, top 4.
Top 8, top 4. It's pretty close. Line's good.
Top 8.
Yep. Line's good. Keep going. Line's good. Right
Top 4.
Hard. Yep.
Top 8 coming down.
Yep. Line's really good. Keep it going. Right to it. You gotta go.
We gotta go. Just top 8.
Yep. Hard. Right. Stay on it. Stay on it.
Refreshing. Good. No slide. No.
Did you get that one, Kara?
14-6.
Okay.
Good. Hey, coming down.
Line's really good. Keep
You
it
heard that number,
Go.
14-6.
Just top 8.
Yep. Hard. Right. Stay on it.
Refreshing.
Good.
I also heard the comment, no slide.
So Brianne's first rock of the end was 14-3, and that came top 4. This one was 14-6. That's not a big difference between the two. But if you take a different path, every single path, like if you're not consistent in your pass, it does run a little bit differently, or if your handle's a bit differently, there's not the same amount of rotation. So that's why the brushers have so much work to do. The front end usually has so much work to do these days, because you have to watch every single path out there on the ice.
A little miscue from RCF, just touching, rolling off. Canada can make this double.
Wait, Ben.
Off. That's good. Bell. Hard, Bell. Gotta go.
Yep, you're getting it. Keep going.
Trying to get it there without touching their own, actually bounce it off that yellow.
Okay.
That pushes it behind the corner back 12-foot.
All right. Left her buried. Really spun it back.
Just needed to curl another 2 inch, not even, probably an inch would have had it. It's very, very close.
Можно так сделать. Нравится так. Head out.
Ага.
Жаль, давай просто средним.
Хорошо.
Средний?
So you could probably see about half of that stone in the top 8. This call surprises me a little bit, just simply because we've seen RCF throw that nice hack weight, and they've they were able to get rocks that were fully buried before, and this one's half open. This is a much higher degree of difficulty for this call.
And misses the one in the rings.
That just gives a little opening now for Canada to try and keep the force alive against RCF.
Oh no, I don't think so either. Yeah, it'll walk. 14-ish, 14-2.
So with those centerline guards gone, now trying to choke off the corners. We see Val Sweeting 77% on the tournament.
And I feel like Val hasn't been curling bad, but she's had a lot of half shots, and that's what it reflects in the numbers. But she's also made a ton of great shots too.
Good. I forgot who was two for a second there. Good.
And that's something that really has changed the way you're sweeping for curl, to get the extra curl to hold it straight, but also for distance as well.
You can see the sweepers were all over the place on that one because they were sweeping for curl. It didn't need to curl.
Fortunova at 84%.
So that one did slip behind the tee line, so there is an opportunity now for RCF to freeze right on the face of that yellow stone. This has a little extra legs on it. Hasn't quite picked up the same curl at all, and I think it's going to go right by Luke.
Does goes right through the rings. So a couple of misses back to back for RCF.
Because I don't want them making something good.
I'd rather make another good one that kind of tempts them to do something.
Stay away from there.
Yeah, make them hit something over here.
If we tuck a piece there.
Can you come wide side? But two is
Check in on Korea, Germany, and
yeah.
it is Korea lying a couple. Danielle Jensch in Germany.
I'm thinking this just because.
They're scoring 3 in the first, gave 3 back. And this a hit for 1.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Curl. Guys, is it? Alles auf Curl.
Okay, I like
Fest. Hard. Fest. Good. Oh, sorry. Oh.
Well, gets that one right on the nose. Gets their single point. So Germany 4-3 after 3 ends of play. It's been a lot to deal with this Germany team coming into the event, not knowing if they'd be cleared to play because of the positive tests of 2 teammates of theirs, or if they'd have the opportunity to even the 3 that tested negative to play. They were cleared and got to practice in late Thursday night, then played their games, and a win there, they could go to 2-2.
Hard. T-line. Hard. Little more. Go.
Good. Nice spot. Good sweeping.
Good, Fresh.
Good one.
Nice shot there by Val. There was quite a bit of discussion as to where they wanted to put this third stone. The original call was to choke off those corner guards, which I didn't mind at all. But that was a perfect placement by Val. It forces them, RCF, to have to play the double. You might be able to get the double and the roll towards the center, or sorry, towards the corner guards.
Well, nothing laid to this from the sweepers for RCF. And goes nose. Hasn't been a lot of chance here for RCF to generate the offense.
No, there really hasn't, and just a couple of misses middle of the end here. They're pretty much chasing.
On the nose?
No.
Little flop?
Yeah.
Okay, you got it. 10?
Yep.
Okay.
So Carrie playing the hit and roll towards her other yellow stone. The reason they don't want to probably hit it on the nose is because RCF will go after that yellow, the other 2 yellow double, which looks like it's there.
81% in the tournament for Carrie Anderson.
Yes, hard, 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 hard. Yep. Hard, keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Coming down. Really coming down. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Yeah, good.
Well, just a little rollover.
Good call, Val.
Set to lie 3.
Yeah, just a new path, I think.
Yeah.
Does it line up? Can they clip that one on the side, making the double?
Не стоит там тройной, как думаешь?
Мне кажется, тройной нет.
Have to throw it pretty hard because you have to just feather the center yellow, but feather not with enough weight that it goes across and try and catch the other yellow.
Чтобы оставить шутер на месте, чтобы он никуда не ушел, надо очень тонко попадать в желтый.
Even if you double just the 2 off that are in the 4-foot, that's going to help you for sure. I think you'll probably see some heat on this one. Maybe hit about a third, not even, less than a third maybe of that top one. Maybe a quarter.
Yeah, it does look like that. You throw it hard and hopefully catch the perfect angle. I think there's a chance it catches it.
I think there is too, yeah. You just have to hit it thin and hard.
Lots of rotation on these hits for Kovaleva. Get it there. And just a little bit thinner, I think, on the top one.
Just needed a little thinner, wasn't it? Didn't miss by a lot.
Okay.
That was a really, really tough shot. And with that kind of weight, you saw what happened to her shooter.
Yeah, it gets even more rotation as it backs up and rolls out.
But the key there is it's a good shot because it opens up that 4-foot area. Even Canada throws another one in there, you should have an open hit or a draw to the 4-foot for your single point.
Here, you know the spot.
Definitely looks better than it did a rock ago.
Probably like a 14-8 for the biting the 8. Okay. Yeah, 14-6.
Going a little wider out then.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think 14-6, 14-8 is close.
Important placement of this one for Canada. Want to try and put the pressure on RCF.
Close. Top 8. We can wait.
Line's good.
This comes down to what do you want your opposition to do? Do you want them to draw against 2 or do you want them to hit against 2? And I'm sure they're thinking back to that first end where she did throw the draw and she was heavy. I'm not sure she would make the same mistake. The key is get it on the rings. Got to get it in.
Had to get it in.
Yeah.
They just get it in. You hear the heavy breathing to the big sweep for the Canadian side.
I didn't want to get off.
Still does the same job.
I was like, it will make it. Good. Yeah.
15-6, but that's
Now just need a piece of the 8-foot.
No.
They just wanted to force over there, like 40. Yeah.
Я думаю, там будет неплохо катить. Да. Неплохо. Неплохо.
I think they swept that pillar to post, as they say. They need a little break on now.
Well, they'll get a well-earned break between ends and during this shot. The final shot of this 4th end for Alina Kovaleva.
Да, возьми чуть-чуть больше, больше.
Just need to get this to the 8-foot. Arsenkina and Kuzmina, they're working at this one hard. Try and keep this one warm to get it into the 8-foot. And they will come up just short.
Wow. They swept that pretty much the whole way as well.
It didn't seem as panicked of a sweep, but that's another stolen point on a missed draw. So 4 points stolen by Canada so far. They now lead 5-2 in this game.
What did we end up having?
Ended up being for long, 15-6.
I'm surprised
But it
we got
probably
in the rings.
didn't look like that.
No.
It definitely didn't feel like that.
Yeah.
It was like, woo.
When you Okay, top 4.
Yep, top 8.
Maybe a little slow this end.
Yep. This side is soft.
Line's good. You're holding it. Let's stay on it.
Holding okay for line.
Yep. Top 8, top 12. Can you leave it higher? Can you leave it top 12?
I think we're
Line
on there.
3.
It's going.
Good. Shot.
So at number 5, the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2021. 4 of those 5 points by Canada through the steal on missed draws. It was 3 stolen on a heavy draw in the first, 1 in the fourth, light by Alina Kovaleva. I'll try to go to work here in this 5th end, starting with the corner guard.
And we're just listening to Team Canada talk between ends there. That draw of carries that just bit the top 12 was 15-6. That was very slow. I can't even believe they got that in. Like, they pounded that from start to finish, and that's, I mean, we're looking at 14-2 to 14-5 for T-line weight. So great job by the brushers there.
Yep, for line. Yep, gotta go a little bit more. Okay, whoa, whoa.
Okay, Graham.
Thanks, Greg.
No problem.
Hasn't even just sweep 4. Jeez. I keep throwing more, but it's just not. That looked light.
Well, and so much of the work that these teams do as well is matching stones, and they'll have practice at night to prepare for the games ahead. And it's tough. They haven't had a lot of games or practice, and the stones might be changing a little bit throughout the week.
Definitely, like, you know, they obviously do all of the stones at the beginning of the week before practice starts, and you know, some stones just might have the option to wear down a little bit faster than other stones, but you still try and match them as best as you can, and you try and throw a pair that's very, very similar. But for Brianne, we've seen she really hasn't thrown 2 rocks the same yet, whether it's the rocks, whether it's the way she's releasing. In this particular situation, maybe it's simply because she threw about 10 feet less weight and it just over curled on her. But that's you're kind of aiming to give your skip a good read of what the rocks are doing or what the line is doing. You want to try and throw those rocks, especially, you know, in that lead position. You throw them as similar as you can to try and get a good read on them.
Brand rock, line's good. Yeah,
Oh, 4.
Okay, well,
Where are you?
Top 12.
Yep, we're over curling.
Okay.
Yep.
Top 12. Brand. Top 8.
Yep, gotta go.
Top 8.
Hard.
Oh, sorry, bad judge. I didn't think it was that deep.
Okay.
Well, they end up having that one come right into the house. Over curling is Canada, line 1. We'll check in. Well, USA, Italy. United States, line 2, those red stones, and draw here. Maybe if they can use that one tight, try and get a second one in, play a little split and get 4.
That's a very, very difficult split. I think that's what she's playing.
Well, you look,
Just
doesn't
have to touch it, yeah.
Didn't have to move it very far and rolls in, so the split was able to get United States 4 and a 5-1 lead.
Fantastic shot.
Great job, guys.
A good read because they easily could have just drew for 3, but knowing they just barely had to touch that one.
Yeah, if I'm light, that's fine.
It's hard to get there, though.
I think we just play the guard so they can't hammer it. I think so too. I don't like giving them the hammer yet.
Okay, let's just play
Like
the guard.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little heavy over here. Yeah, this side's heavier.
So we saw that first one of Shannon's. It over curled. It gave RCF an opportunity to come in and to the nose of their other redstone that's in the top 8. It came up light. So opportunity here now for Canada to try and cap this side and block any chance for
High
RCF to get rid of those yellow stones on this side of the ice.
Nice.
Atta girl. Very nice.
Nice throw.
I don't think that
Shooter's not in.
Yeah. I don't think that draw was up there anyway.
So if I was RCF right now, I'd be having a look going, I don't like the way this looks at all. I would definitely be trying to clear something. Either double peel the yellows.
Четко примерно.
Ну да.
Давай средним, Галь.
Double the yellows, or could you play the peel and get the red one as well?
Yes, I think that's what she'll do. Is it's even better if run the yellow onto red.
Looks like it lines up. Could get a real good result if you hit it perfectly.
Just ever so slightly high side, broom side.
Нет, поднять, поднять, поднять. Юля, 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 да.
Well, run it in. And leaves that one, gets rid of the yellow, rolls it off to the side.
It's a decent result for sure. I mean, you got rid of one yellow, got rid of the guards.
Yeah, opens things up.
That curls up another inch. It's a beauty, but still a great result.
They have a great angle on that one on the center line.
Yeah, a little solid.
Shannon.
Come up here.
Hard, Shannon.
Coming
Hard.
down.
Really got
Still
it.
9-5.
Hard, you got it.
Yep, keep
Hard,
going.
hard. A little more. Yep, 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 yep.
Good sweep. Kate. Fresh.
Well, they stick around, go to the side. It is Canada line one.
That's good, Val.
Check in Korea and Germany. And look at that lineup of red stones on the center line. That one lonely German stone in the back of the 8-foot. Looks like they're trying to make a play on it. Kim Moon-jung.
I think if they move it, they could probably get about 5.
Calling the weight down a little bit. They'll touch the top, one of those top ones. And you hate to say you're disappointed just getting 3 out of it. But they do get 3. It could have been 5 or 6.
That was a shot for 6. I know you're never unhappy when you get 3, but you had a chance for 6.
And for Korea team coming in 0-3, you have that opportunity to try and score the big one, go up big, and get some positive momentum going.
Mine traveled okay here. Okay.
Looks like RCF was trying to come around their corner guards, and I think they actually ticked the yellow one over towards the center, and now, unfortunately for them, is guarding the 2 rocks on the center line, and theirs rolled to another guard. So not a great shot there at all by RCF. So advantage goes back to Team Canada here.
It picked, but that's great. Yeah, I don't know if it's okay. I'm not sure. Just good job. Down quite fast. Holy. I think it just hit a bit of a soft spot. That's what it looked like. It just kind of done. It's just really.
Перевал сыном, нам надо вот так попасть.
Yeah, you make that aggressive call for RCF to play that come around. You tap it, you block things off. Worst case result, now you're in a chase position when before you were in a spot where, all right, we're looking good, try and get our 2.
They're even, if they make that, they're even setting up for 3.
Oh, and just barely misses making that perfect double peel. Does open up the center line for them in that one. Second shot.
See all those red stones on the right-hand side. There's obviously no opportunity really to run any of those in or to draw on that side. So everything's going to be focusing on the left-hand side of the sheet as we look at it.
It'd be wonderful if you'd be able to draw behind all 4.
Yeah, I don't think you could get it out if you did.
No. That is the Christmas tree, if I've ever seen one,
bit on this
of
side.
guards, which Canada is now going to put up on the center line to protect their stone that is shot stone.
This is really important placement here. You have to have a look at, you don't want this to overcurl by any stretch of the imagination. So anywhere on just touching center line should be pretty good.
Line's really nice. All you can finish a hair.
Just above I don't think it has to finish. Okay, it's just to your broom valve. Okay.
Whoa.
Nice. Good spot.
Guard up that red-yellow combination on the center line.
Good carry.
4 foot still available, but it has to be a 4 foot draw. We've seen
Nice one.
missed draws into the 8 foot by Kovaleva in this game to score points.
Ну, вот так вот по шапке, чтобы он ушел, чтобы наш остался.
Через этот, который?
Ага. Но тут также есть вероятность, что если мы не попадем, то нам сложно будет уже 2 забрать.
Мне кажется, можно попробовать. Надо выцепить сейчас.
Мне нравится продолжать. Нам надо только по голове, через голову.
Мне
ему
нравится.
Хочешь так, ага.
делать, да. Ну, вот так нет смысла, потому что это
Ранбэк
вылезет.
с правого камня вот так вот через лоб. У нас тогда наш останется на месте красный, наверное,
Половинку?
под гордом. Ну, в идеале,
Слушай, мне кажется,
конечно,
может,
если
даже, ну, да, наверное,
чуть-чуть
половина.
перевалиться, то будет плохо.
Вот в том-то и дело, что
Как вариант,
Половина,
я бы делать
треть,
через
половина.
желтый, через этот же.
Ага, я думаю, средним надо
Просто
делать.
отталкивать надо желтый, так прилично.
Да.
Но еще от 4 наших 6 были.
Well, they figure they have enough of that, the tighter the guards, to run in and try and get shot stone on Kovaleva's
Каким
first.
весом делаем?
Средним. Нам надо ему через голову.
Ага.
Ну, то есть вот так вот бьем, чтобы он выходил.
Looks like there's, I mean, you can see just all of that yellow stone. So if you hit it 3/4 on Broom's side, you might actually just
Glance
hit,
off.
yeah, like you can just hit that red one right on the nose. Actually, I don't even know, you might even be able to stay right there. So it'd be yellow, red, or red, yellow, pardon me.
Well, got to get past the first one. They do run it on.
Aye.
Just kicks that red one out ever so slightly.
Yeah, just another, if they just held it just another inch, that wouldn't have popped out like that. But very, very good try. See, just comes too much to nose almost. Had to get to the other side of the red one, so it pushed back, straight back.
So Canada a chance to access that one, can make the hit. Probably want to nose it.
Yep. Yeah, right on the nose. You got it.
Nose is great.
Yeah, let's do it.
Harry Anderson leading 5-2 in this game. Trying to get to the nose, make as tough a shot as possible on your opponent. Leaves a little bit of an opening.
Shoot. Hey. Sorry. Nice throw, nice weight. Nice throw.
I think RCF could play the hit and roll for shot. Or she can draw against 3.
Чуть больше 8, да. Окей. Можно даже еще чуть-чуть побольше. Окей.
Canada, I don't think, was all that happy where they went, but it's almost in a spot where you tease either to play the hit or the draw is of real narrow port.
Да.
Да. 14-0.
That one that
3 можно, у тебя
Carrie just threw,
Да.
it's a little deeper than
6 долгих.
the other yellow. I don't know, to me the hit and roll looks a little easier than maybe drawing through this quick port here, the small port. You have to A, navigate the port, and B, have the perfect weight.
Well, needs to make a draw, facing a couple she's missed on previous attempts. Just 42% on her draws in the game. Trying to get this one to curl. And this time they will get
Terrific
through
shot.
and get to the button. So a single point for RCF heading to the break, but they trail 5-3 to Canada. And Canada will have the hammer coming out of the fifth end break.
I'm surprised she played the I was very surprised.
The hip was touchy there though because if you got inside, it might go.
You could hit a half rock and probably still count. I don't know if you would have. They're close enough. Yeah. Might have.
Well, first end, and Canada pressure on, played a pretty good first end and has 3 in there. 8 foot wide open for Kovaleva to draw to.
And the Brushers knew right away that it was heavy out of her hand, and I think they were trying to play to this back one, but what amazes me is they kept sweeping even as it approached the rings, and goes way too far and gives up a steal of 3.
So the miscue there gives up 3. And in the second decision of whether you play the aggressive to go for 3, tap it and hold your shooter, or pick it, which is the call for Kovaleva to score 2.
And she took the safer of the 2 for sure. She played the safe 2, which is a great call, but RCF's been throwing that nice hack weight so well. I thought maybe she would take on that 3.
And Canada decided to try and missed a couple doubles to have a blank opportunity. Instead forced to draw for a single point, facing 2 counters, and extend their lead, not allow RCF to get some momentum.
And just fantastic brushing by Brienne, and Shannon made no mistake getting that right to the pin.
And RCF again with the hammer, unable to get any offense going, facing those 3, has to navigate that port with the draw.
Drawing against 3 is never easy. Trying to navigate a port to draw against 3 is never easy. But what a fantastic job here by Kovaleva, and the Brushers make no mistake right to the tee line.
Well, here's the other scores. China leading Japan 3-1. Korea 6-4 over Germany. 5-3. Canada over RCF, our feature game, in the United States up 5-2 over Italy. Halfway through session 6.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I think we try that. Okay.
Let's nail them, girls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the numbers through 5 ends advantage Canada 5-3. They lead in overall percentage by 9%. 16% better in draw percentage, and then 1% in hit. 4 stolen points, though, in the first half of this game. well, halfway through our feature game. We get set for the second half. Luke Cole here with Melissa Saligo inside Winsport Arena at Canada Olympic Park, the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2021. And Canada couldn't have asked for a better start, coming off a tough loss earlier today. Now they get 3 stolen points in the first. They've had 4 stolen points in the first half and have been able to play a solid game and putting the pressure on their opponent and get mistakes.
They have. They've played a great first 5. And again, we saw them do that earlier today. They really start off strong, and they really continue. They need to continue that momentum in the game and fight for those last 5 ends.
So a little different of a line score than used to seeing, the 3 without the hammer, and then 2 back, 2 singles more for Canada, and then 1 in the 5th. Canada with that one there. Little change of tactic. They're going to try the chip tick, the chip shot.
And I like this call a lot, especially when you're up 2 with hammer here in 6.
Well, I see Porchanova come down to help sweep. Goes out, so it goes back out in front. So the penalty with that is pretty severe. If you don't make that shot and you remove it, your stone gets pulled. The guard goes back out in front. Solid game at the lead position for Kuzmina. And RCF will have to take some chances now in the second half of this game.
May see Canada come around now. It's kind of, yeah, you don't make it on the first one. You can definitely try and make it on your second one, but it doesn't really give you any advantage or any step ahead because they still have 2 guards there. So you might as well try and beat them in, and then you can peel later in the end.
Okay, line's good. Back 4, back 8. It's trying. Still there though. Back 8. I don't want. Back 4. It's coming down hard. Back 4 still. Bring it back 8. Okay, Brienne. Okay.
And she's fought that weight a bit throughout this game, and really throughout the first couple days of this competition.
And we saw Brienne's numbers there. I think it was about 85% for this game, and it's simply not putting a solid 2 together. I'm not sure if she's done that. Whereas she's just a little bit lighter on one or a little bit heavier, and the previous 2 ends she was lighter on her second, and this time trying to come around. She's just a titch too heavy, about 6 feet too heavy. What was good there, though, was Canada made had the awareness that they had to take that back as far as they could take it. Didn't leave it back button.
Well, not one over curling, so they say, let's get off, try and leave it short.
Now it's cleanup time here on aisle C.
Shannon Burchard at 82%. That's tournament numbers. There's 3 previous games and this one. Just get the 1. It's always one thing I'm sure you say as Melissa as a coach, make sure the 1, if you get the second one, that's a bonus.
Definitely. Always got to make something out of every single shot, as we know. I think if RCF wants to put more pressure on Canada here, they would actually throw another guard, because you know that Canada wants to try and clean up those rocks out front. If you come in too early, then it just gives Canada an opportunity sooner to try and make a double peel. Or sorry, run that red one into the red in the top 12. So I think their first call was to come in. It does look like they've elected to throw the guard now, which I think is a great call.
Даже перевалили немного.
Что-то мы рано валить.
А?
Рано валить.
Yeah. Remember hair less?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So RCF has some work to do here in the second half of this game. Try and come back. They had a comeback win against Korea, one of their 3 wins so far.
As first call?
And they've seen Canada falter in a couple second halves.
How are we going to get it?
Right.
Like with that high guard.
Okay, let's feel the high. Okay.
Do you like this? I think so. I like your thinking. They have to go in eventually.
Clean, clean. Just clean.
So discussion there was to peel the high one or peel the one that's just a couple feet out. If you can see enough of it, you could have definitely peeled the one that was closest to the rings.
And they loop the back. Like this way, at least I can double those top 2.
Yeah, that's true.
У них 3-8 туда пришло. 4-0 может.
Just make what you call.
Please, ошибка выше line.
It is up to RCF to got to make some shots to try and put the pressure on Canada. Got things somewhat set up right now. Julia Porchinova, 70% on the game.
Сделать вес, пока даже чуть побольше. Линия будет. Линия чуть побольше. Внимание. Линия чуть побольше.
Хороший вес, хороший вес.
Привет, девочки.
Чуть контакт, маленький.
This looks very good.
Хорош, Юр, молодец.
Right down to it.
Хорош, супер.
Хорош. Юрке надо сказать, чтобы она побыстрее в колодке ставила.
Val would love to make a double off these top 2 red stones.
And look at those numbers. Val needing a game like this. Get 1, get 2.
Okay.
And that red one stays in, and they leave the center line guard.
Yeah, that's not the best outcome.
As we look over Japan against China, 3-1, China leading. And Japan is facing 3. Sayaka Yoshimura, Japanese skip. Has a little backing, but you want to probably play this just a straight draw. And just keeping this one moving for Japan to get in for their single point. Nicely done by Yoshimura. Able to get their one. They trail 3-2 after 6 ends of that game. RCF's come around ended up as a guard that Val Sweeting trying to play the double peel, and will move those in the house as well. Unlocks that freeze back forefoot.
Thanks, because I can't hear Carrie at all. So
Yeah, I was hoping I would.
Great shot by Val. A little unfortunate that that red stone rolls over and guards the red rock that's in the 12. But key is they also unlocked their yellow behind the red, so that's good.
Yeah, and RCF had that chance to come in and lie too. Really take advantage of a miss from their counterparts, and they haven't done that. There's been some openings Canada's left, but RCF hasn't made those shots.
That's very, very true, yes.
Kovaleva, 78%.
RCF, though, they make a good one here, top 8. They still have the force on. Would love to force Canada to have to take a single here in 6.
Немного, Рини, подождать.
26.
Подождать. Вик, валить, валить. Надо
12,
валить.
12.
Не-не-не. Ой, не надо 12.
Это начало дома, все понял. Окей. Как-то он прям прокатился.
Ага, да. Хорош.
Прости.
So they guard that one.
Я думала тоже, что он
The stone top 12 foot to lie 3.
10? Yeah. You got it.
I think Carrie's just playing the hit and roll,
Yeah, because then they kind of have to hit it, don't they?
trying to, if she can just roll and out-count this stone on the
Hanging on
side
for a second.
12 foot here,
You got it.
it will force RCF probably to have to hit it. She also could take on the double, but it is a little bit dangerous with that yellow stone in the back 12. So throwing about a 10, hit and roll.
Weight's good. 10!
Carrie Anderson, 88%.
Yep.
Canadian skip
Yep. Hard. Hard.
played well. Want to get the roll. They'll jam, jam, and they
Okay.
will still leave the RCF
Yeah.
lying 3.
Okay, Carol.
Just a bit light. I think they were looking for a 10. She threw 10-5. That's the difference in the amount of curl there.
A little down. I thought you threw it well.
Really bad break there.
Shoot.
Massive opportunity here now for RCF.
Catch it high.
Put a ton
Yeah, but
of pressure on Canada.
14:30, 40. А сколько сейчас было? Сейчас
Well, said it earlier, I'll say it again. This is another opening. RCF need to really put the pressure on this Canadian team. We have to be thinking about a couple of late game falters in just their first 3 and a bit games.
If I was RCF, I think I would look at actually taking the other turn. That one of their main shot rock one is just back button. If you come around the other way and put that even top 8, top 4 half covered, I'm not sure how Canada gets their single. It's going to be really hard to get their single. If this doesn't curl enough, Canada can come down that the way I was just referring to. That's pretty good.
Пока там не было. Правильно.
There's a small part of that button available.
Люся меня портанула, хорошо. Пока я там не
Can she get shot? I'm not sure.
Back red.
That was a fantastic shot by RCF. Kovaleva, that's just terrific.
You guys.
I don't think you could have placed that any better.
I think like a 14. 14? Yeah. Should be close. 14, 14, 2. Do we need to chap or anything?
We could tap that back one,
Okay.
at least just to give them the one, but.
Okay. 14?
Well, RCF put the pressure on.
Two side.
Forced Canada into a real tough spot with last shot of the 6th end.
Clean for line, yellow line.
Yeah, from okay, line only.
Option 1 here is Canada somehow manages to get it in there for 1. Their worst case scenario, they'd only want to give up a seal of 1.
We're gonna bounce. I hear you. Bounce it. Hard.
They'll come down and see if they can bounce it. They'll bounce and
Great
will give up the
shot.
steal of 1.
Red, yeah.
And that's a victory for Canada there, bouncing off and giving up the steal of 1. So it's only a 1-point game.
Good rush. 13-6.
Successful steal of 1 on the Canadian side after a miss on her first. 5-4, 1-point game after 6 ends.
A little quiet? Thought your weight was fine. Okay. 10-5, I
Came
timed.
Да. Ну, если так же агрессивно сыграть,
да.
Стеллану тоже неплохо. Ну, давайте так же спокойнее. Да. Да-да-да.
Линия отличная, Юля первая всегда.
26, 25.
Юля всегда первая.
6, 5.
Очень сильно валит, девочки. Делайте вес.
Воу-воу-воу, все, девочки, оставьте. Пятый.
Окей, sorry.
Молодец.
Хорош.
Спасибо.
So the 7th end, a 5-4 Canadian lead.
Втянули.
Difference, that 1 point that RCF could have played for in that second end. They decided to play it safe, make sure they get their 2.
Top 8, top 4.
4 ends remaining, a 1-point game.
Very good. Running. Top 4.
And Melissa, I've said it a few times and try not to harp on it, but
There it goes.
this Canadian team, they have the 5th end break, they come out and they've struggled in these second half of a few games.
Yep. Hard, little further. Go,
In the 2
go,
games
go,
that
go.
we've done, yes,
Little
they
more.
you know, Sweden and Switzerland, they came out and it was not like they were flat, like they were still making some shots, but just not putting 8 shots together and finishing an end or completing an end. You know, I just look at that from a coaching perspective. If I put my coaching hat on, I would almost be tempted at some point, if that trend were to continue, is come out and just hit. Like just hit, play it simple, get rid of the 6th end and start again. I know that sounds weird, but it's something I would actually consider. Not saying that anything, like, I mean, that was a great shot by Carrie, not taking anything away from her from making that terrific shot.
And her first one just over curled on it. They got caught in a little spot. They thought they threw it well and get a bad result out of it.
That's right. So, but sometimes you just have to stop the bleeding, so to speak, which is the momentum, right? And you know, if the momentum's getting away from you, you can feel it sometimes. You just have to find a way to stop that.
Just 3. All right, then. Top 12, of course. Yep. Just keep it alive. Line's good. Line's
3
good.
perfect
Running.
rocks
Top,
here by
running.
both teams to start this end.
Whoa, wait only.
Whoa.
Wait only.
Where are you?
Top 8.
Top 8.
Yep. Come around. Oh, no. Whoa. Oh, we're on ours. Sorry.
Okay. Quite a bit better. They're
Just that
sailing it.
little off, unable to manage and get that right in the right angle.
Каким хочешь весом? Каким хочешь весом?
Как скажешь.
А?
Как скажешь.
Нравится средний?
Средний
Давай
нравится.
на 9. 9? Да. Надо не давальчик небольшой. Ага. Подваливай.
Look over United States, Italy over on sheet D. 5-2 United States leading, and Italy has those 2 in the back. Buried stones. Tabitha Peterson
Line's okay. Line's good.
made that nice split a couple ends ago.
A little bit line. Line. Yeah! Line. Room.
Wow.
Room. Yep, line. Room.
Looks like this one needs to hit the 4-foot in order to get the single point. And it goes just too far.
Fine, Tab. 1 yellow.
So it gives the steal of 1, 5-3. United States still leading, but now just by 2 after 6 ends.
And our RCF shot, they were trying to play the double on the 2 yellows, and it just overcurled by a hair, and it just drove it straight back. So Shannon stepped up and peeled the center guard. RCF has those 2 red stones now, sort of surrounding that 1 yellow Canada stone.
Просто прямо линия будет. Делайте ближе.
Валить нельзя.
Да, ближе сделай. Давай. Еще. Спасибо. Хорош.
Nice shot.
Тебе дать перчатку? Ну, неудобнее, чем варежки. Ты серьезно? А, я думаю...
Well, guard goes back out. No surprise, going to be the
Really hard.
peel of that guard.
Yep, right to the dot. You got it.
Well, they miss touching those red ones, probably to their benefit.
I would think so. It looked like if it would have clipped it, it would have clipped it right onto the red onto yellow.
пока. Да.
Well, RCF, didn't obviously make that double they were looking for earlier, but keep putting these guards up. They try and put the pressure on, see what happens. Get a force, get a steal. Even giving up one is probably not bad, and then you have the hammer into the 8th end.
A force here would be ideal for RCF.
Пятый.
Пятый. Можно чуть-чуть подвалить.
Давай.
Молодец, Юль.
Супер.
Юль там такая. Молодец.
So at any point, does Canada try and run one in on those, or they just straight peel?
The only way you run it in is if you know you can still get rid of both red stones. If it jams, or like if it hits your yellow.
Hard, you got it. Watch this double here.
This one's gonna hit it, I think.
That's good.
That's a great
Great
shot.
shot. Good balance.
That was the
Good.
key there. If you knew you were gonna hit your yellow one, you had to spill the second red one. It's
Not bad.
fantastic.
The rock wasn't staying there anyway. I was hoping that would happen if you were a little tight, if anything. Yeah, that's a good result. We had to do something eventually. I like playing it, even calling it. Yeah.
No,
I know
Canada's
we're
awfully
real,
happy. You can tell them talking about it.
Under.
Yeah, that yellow was doing them no favors whatsoever.
I wouldn't have had it beat.
Высокий очень, 24.
Still a great chance here for RCF now. They can put up another guard.
24.
I know that rock is only top 8, top 12, top 8.
Давайте, девочки, пожалуйста.
Есть ход. Давай. Гол.
Sorry.
Well, a very long guard and actually over curls.
Это было просто на месте такое. Get it.
Opportunity to get at that lone stone in the rings.
Yeah. Yep. Just hack. Hard. Hard.
Called it right out of her hand. Would love to sneak by this guard, but if not, you want to chunk it. That's good. Good plan B.
Good brush. It's not fast.
Well, they get the break and having it chip and roll into the rings.
Yeah.
It's going to try, and look at that.
Oh, but it does.
Good.
I can see Carey call for that a couple times on a couple of their stones this week.
Yeah.
And I say week, and it's only day 2.
You didn't think that was, it was quite far out, but worked really hard to get that in. That is huge for Team Canada, because now it's decision time for RCF. Do you guard or do you hit and force?
Смотри, нравится, да?
Stayed in. Что мы делаем? Roll. Хорошо.
Ага.
Yeah, and it probably makes the most sense here. Skip stones, play the hit.
Но, наверное, гард ставить немного опасно.
Definitely the safest shot. If you hit and stick, you can still force Canada to have to take a single if things continue the way they are.
9-5 где-то, да.
If you were able to throw a guard and miss, you could give Canada the opportunity to get a deuce. So, and you really don't want to give up a deuce here.
9-5. Очень надо.
Real big scrub. Got to try and hold this one right on the nose. It's now line 2.
Тяжелый он выдался.
Good scrub is right. Look how hard she's working on that. Great job.
Yeah, definitely earned a little bit of a water break on that sweep.
He got it.
So the first indication here for Carey Anderson was to play the hit and roll behind those 2 yellow guards. The other option, of course, would be to hit and roll towards the other red stone and group them together. just caught in the middle. Wanted to roll one way or the other for sure, but unfortunately just got caught.
Nice weight. Good throw.
Now a hit, and RCF gets the result that they want out of the end.
10-5, 10-5, yep, keep going. Whoa! Whoa, no! Roll away, yes, yes!
Yep, no, we're already at no, Shannon.
Well, you see the reaction and for Carrie, thinking they're going the other way, and Val was calling it the different way.
And there's, as the person in the house, you just make the call, you know, the best you can based on the circumstances. And I know for Carrie it was a little bit frustrating because they were calling the opposite things, but made the shot. That's number one.
And there's the hit. That's going to get the fours for RCF. It's not the highest degree of difficulty now for Canada to have to score their one, but you're forced to play for only your single point.
14-3, 14-5. Yeah. Yeah, you got it. Feels a little better than last time, but not a ton.
Okay.
Yeah, 14-5 will be good here.
Практически. Ну, когда ты отпустила, мне казалось, что мы попадем.
That's close. Line's good. I don't think we can hurt it. Looks
Carrie Anderson,
Line's good.
Yeah, keep up room now.
good 12-foot will even do it.
Can't hurt it.
Her final shot of the seventh end.
Just keep up room on it.
Top four. Just clean up
You
your
heard
hand.
Carrie say keep a broom down. That's very important.
We're back four. Good. That's good. Good. Nice girl.
Lovely.
No problem, right down, again, to the button. That button weight right there for Carrie gets a single point. Their 2-point lead. Back again, 6-4 after 7 ends of play.
Great. Good throw.
Yep. Good. Top four? Top four? Tight?
Yeah.
Line's tight. Top four.
All you.
Line's
Line's
good.
good.
Always bells. Line's really nice. Top
Running.
four.
Okay.
Line's really good.
Taking its time.
T-line, it's sliding. T.
Okay. So it's not curling, we're hot.
Okay.
Welcome back. Our continuing coverage of the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2021. This is session 6, our feature game. RCF and Canada. 6-4. Canada leads as we play end number 8. Luke Coley alongside Olympian and Canadian champion Melissa Saligo. First stone, Canada goes back of the 4-foot, and they need to keep that intensity level up that they have talked about.
It's very important, and it's very important about rock placement, and we talked about this in a previous game. If that first one goes behind the tee line and you're up 2 points, and they throw a corner guard, you now have to bring that second one into the rings as well. Whereas if it's above the tee line, you can have a tight a tight guard, but right now it has to come into the rings, bring the play in there, and that's fine. Like, that's a good place forward when you're up 2 in terms of scoreboard management.
So 96% for Kuzmina, 76.
Gotta go. It's biting the 4. Hard. Hard.
15-1.
Trying to bring this one in a little bit closer.
Okay. Okay. Good.
Just biting top of the 8-foot for Brienne Mayer.
Again, just about a rock's width over curl on that rock. Gives RCF the opportunity now to freeze to that one that's back 4.
Пока, контакт. Пока, контакт. Легко. Протирай. Хороший вес, хороший вес.
Больше линий, девочки.
Подсаживаться. Хороший вес.
Нет, пока не особо. Нельзя, никогда.
This has a bit of curling to do.
Только не контакт. Пожалуйста.
Молодец. Step bumper.
Yep. Okay, let's do it.
So we'll go and make a play on that one back of the 4-foot, Shannon Burchard.
The only thing is your shooter
Maybe
has nowhere good to roll. So if you're on the outside, you jam it on the back yellow. If you're on the nose, you're still behind the 4-foot and you're closer to the button, which I guess is a good thing.
Right to it.
But I don't think that red was really going out at all.
They kick it far enough to lie 1-2.
That's a good thing. And the thing is now too, if RCF freezes to this one that's back button, Canada can decide to do something different because there's really no room to score any other rocks in that small area.
79 to 68% in favor of the Canadian second, Shannon Burchard. Korea taking on Germany over on sheet B. It looks like Korea has 1-2. Daniela Jensch, chance to play short little raise double. Yeah, try and run this, get both of them going. Look at that.
What a shot.
Wow, has to get to the hard way, make the raise double. Great shot nonetheless, 7-6. Remember, it was Korea, missed a shot for 6, only scored 3. 7-6, 1-point game. United States, Italy over on sheet D. And Tabitha Peterson facing a couple, looking to hit. That biter in the top, looking to pick up their 1.
You got it. Go, go, go. Hard, hard, hard.
And we'll make the hit and the stick. So a single point in the 7th for United States. They are doubling up Italy 6-3.
Давай средним.
Да.
Средний сильный.
Oh, Arsenkina gets right in behind that one. Very low to the ice. Hasn't been all that sharp, especially with the hit game, and that's normally her forte in throwing a big weight.
I was hoping to get the double on that.
Yeah.
They freeze here. Do we ever do this?
I don't love that.
No.
Just because we don't have hammer, it's not ideal.
Hit that one?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. See what they do.
Okay. Rip it out.
Okay. If they're ever off on that freeze, we can just get rid of it.
I don't love hitting 4th shot. I'm not sure
Yep.
you ever need to hit 4th shot, especially on 3rd stones.
Lots of weight. Speed.
I think there's an opportunity for Canada to maybe put one even half buried on the top 4.
Good one, Val.
Make
Throw.
RCF. I mean, it would take them
Never
2
off,
stones
then
to
we can
get those
exactly
out.
what I was thinking. Because the hard freeze to be perfect. Yeah.
Because you're sitting second, or sorry, your RCF is lying
Just make them do something. And then
second and 4th.
Right.
Yeah, I don't understand that shot. I really
might
think
leave it to
that
double if
there's
she's
not a
ever-
lot of reason to hit 4 shot.
Removes it, they roll out, so there's nothing to freeze to. And now RCF can play on shot stone, try and roll away,
Подожди, подожди.
forcing your opponent to do it. But
Девчонки, время. Иди сюда.
they're going to talk about how they want to go about this end now.
Yeah, I can't believe RCF wouldn't be freezing to that
Такое
rock.
дело просто, если мы сейчас...
But I guess they are also thinking they might be able to get 2.
Они хотят забрать, да. Как вариант завести туда за. Можно попробовать от желтого отыграться сюда.
А почему ролл наружу не нравится?
Но просто если мы не делаем сейчас ролл, то да, это прям дабл.
Попробовать от верхнего желтого чуть-чуть сюда сыграть.
Мне верхний, наверное, пока желтый вообще не нравится трогать.
да.
Пусть она сама не лезет туда, да. Мне нравится завести загар.
За наш подвести.
А если она нам с сыном туда закинет за свой куда-нибудь в 4 до, и нам придется ковырять в центре уже их 3 камня.
Ну да.
Ну, да, давайте.
Oh, and RCF will call a timeout on this call.
В случае придется ковырять.
Да,
И
понятно. Ну,
Верхний не хочется вообще трогать.
Good time to bring your coach out, have a conversation.
Безопаснее там стоит.
Ну, даже если мы делаем ролл с верхним, она пытается играть с нашим, то тогда у нас остается это дабл с
чего,
желтым.
если мы делаем?
Мы играем с желтым с роллом.
Вот ролл, если не получается, стей это дабл, широко. Я бы рискнул бы сейчас уже, оставил бы пока его. Давайте заведем за свой. Но все равно вы эти камни надолго не оставляете. Вот сейчас надо завести, а потом сразу надо этими камнями центральными заниматься. Да?
Да.
Давайте.
He knew what he wanted to do.
Yeah, it was shortened to the point.
У тебя очень здорово.
но вы подняли щетки всю дорогу.
Да. Я думаю, что-нибудь типа 14-20.
Да, я думаю, даже, возможно, в сторону 0. Ну, лучше повыше его ставить.
Да.
14-20.
30 for travel and then a minute for the timeout. Yeah, makes sense. Unless you're Pierre, then you get 45 and
So
then 30.
Val Sweeting at 91%, Porchnova at 73.
Да, легко.
She drawing around the corner guard, maybe Luke.
It does look like that.
Пока чуть за! Нельзя!
Нельзя зайти.
Вес нельзя совсем.
Нет, Галя, Галя, нельзя вообще. Галя,
Нет,
тебе
нет,
вообще
вообще нет.
You can actually make this and be third shot.
нельзя. Катя, только если надо.
Да-да-да.
Хорош, Юль, супер.
Молодец.
What a great shot.
Молодец. Да. Что это за фишка новая? Я что-то понять не могу.
А?
Что?
Что, говорю, у меня за фишка вот эта новая какая-то?
Is the hole there?
That looks really steep.
What do you like?
I should have stayed down there. I didn't think we would.
Either that or you play this split
Do you ever
now.
just split the top one? And just get second shot on both? I don't mind
like
splitting
that.
it. It looks pretty steep to plant it there.
Yeah,
We don't
you
need
might
to move
get
that, one
that,
too
but
far. Yeah, because it's kind of in the way. Okay.
even if we ended up straight tapping it back,
I think
Yeah.
so. There's options with it.
but are we gonna, so straight tap first?
I don't know about the straight tap. I kind of like the split better for
Do
the
you like
first
the straight
call.
tap or the split?
I kind of like the split for the first call.
Okay, is better, but
Or do you like the split?
split first.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the split.
They mentioned this a shot or two ago.
14.
They did. They talked about the split 2 or 3 rocks ago, and they didn't like it then. Again, if Canada would have maybe came in on Val's first one to top 4 rather than hitting 4th shot, RCF would have had to play something different. But now I almost like, I don't mind the split as long as you split it to corner freeze the one that was just thrown by RCF, and that's a really hard thing to do. If not, you want to go straight back onto that red one.
It's going to go through
and
the hole.
not that.
Okay.
That was the one thing they did not want to do.
Really unfortunate. Okay.
That split is so tough.
That's unlucky.
Yeah, I think you got to throw the weight almost to make that straight tap, and that one was back 12-foot weight.
Never had a chance. For me? Good call on the weight. Just never had a chance. Really unlucky. Yeah. Tight out of hand.
That's a really tough call, trying to make that split.
Может быть, небольшим весом и
Ты нас тоже особо не устроит, если только сюда, но она повезет в любом случае. Да, давай туда, Ролл! Время!
время, девчонки. Yes?
You got to hit shot stone now, don't you?
Absolutely.
Юля, у нас времени не очень много. Давайте
Тут просто никак не сделать так, чтобы не заджимить.
Ideally, they would have liked to hit and roll, but they don't really want to jam it either and take away the one that they threw behind the corner guard.
что мы сделаем.
The thing is, if you leave it right there on the nose, you might set up a double for Canada.
Okay.
На 10.
10.
Да, свит!
9-5.
Свит! Воу! Воу!
Might be able to hit and roll under.
Свит! Наружу! Наружу! Воу, да, свит! 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 Катя, снимай.
Well, it makes the double
Ладно.
lie 3. Is there enough room past that yellow to make the double?
I think there is. It's close, even if you play the hit and roll. Yeah, it looks like with the ice she's given there is room to play the double.
Gotta watch it jamming.
Or like a third on the inside.
Pretty much hit it anywhere on the inside. A third, quarter, you should make the double.
All right, let's do a carry.
Just looks like it jams though, hey?
That's okay though.
That's okay.
Like as long as your shooter's sticking under ours, it's
I
not bad.
agree.
Yeah.
It might actually spin up too. Okay, so you got it.
Yeah, let's make this cure. Like you can, right at, buddy.
This is a big shot for Carrie Anderson. Try and get her team out of trouble here in the 8th end. RCF applying a ton of pressure.
6-4, Canada lead in the game.
Oh, no, never. Oh, no, never.
Pull! Roll it! Yes! Yes!
I want to try and make this double. Won't make the double. Will hit, roll right over.
Sorry, neither of you are.
Okay, that works.
As they do
Good care.
jam on that back one.
Yeah, they hit it pretty thick, but they got a nice roll.
Ooh, this is hitting it really thick.
No, perfect.
You heard Carrie's, I think it was Carrie that said, play the roll, play the roll. And that was plan B. It's a great shot. You never want to jam, but
Is there a hole that they're looking to go through?
it's pretty tight.
I thought they might try and play the double.
Каким весом вы хотите? Вам не нравится посильнее, чтобы желтый вышел с дома?
Wow, that is very tight.
Это пил?
I'm not sure you can get rid of it without touching one of the red stones for sure.
Большое.
Мы пилом снимаем?
Нет, на 9-5.
Like I think you'll jam on the one that's
Не давал, да?
behind the yellow, or you'll jam on the one that's on over on the 12-foot at the back. This is a tough shot.
But then she might have a slash.
Dead heat between the
I could
two.
only see
Skip.
like a teeny tiny piece of that.
Kovaleva
flying
and
open. Oh, I guess it's
Anderson. Kovaleva looking at a difficult port to get through. Well, gotta get past that corner. They're by through the hole. Make it over the top. Wow.
Wow.
Молодец, Олег.
And the roll.
Unbelievable. What a shot.
to get through that port is one thing, but to make that roll.
Just gets by the guard. What terrific weight call.
An alert sweep in the house by Porchanova.
Brilliant shot.
Or even 9. No, I don't know if 9, but yeah, 9 might roll too much. You got it. I think control is close. I'd hate to throw anything less. I don't think less is going to do it.
Now Canada's got to go through the hole the
I think,
other
yeah,
turn.
Control looks good, Carrie.
Control.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay, you got it.
So we know there's a port there. We've seen it. So Carrie's just trying to throw control weight, hitting that one that's on the tee line, and would love to try and roll towards her yellow guard again, but there isn't a lot of room to navigate the roll.
Well, if you didn't see it earlier today, Canada had a 2-point lead in the 8th end, and it was a 3 by Switzerland.
Yeah. Yeah, Carrie.
Right now, RCF lying 3. Carrie Anerson needs a difficult shot and needs this one in a bad way.
Almost overcooked it.
Do they get by? They'll get by,
They're
make the hit.
but I'm not sure why they're still sweeping it.
They were worried about getting through. They
Sorry, I was trying to say that
swept it hard
Okay,
and rolls away. In the second straight game, an opportunity at 3 in the 8th end against Canada. RCF put together quite an 8th end.
And it comes down to that timeout that they called, keeping away from the center line and throwing that draw around that guard. Just a brilliant shot. But Carrie Anerson, what a, I mean, terrific shot. The weight was maybe more than control weight, and there wasn't a lot of time to let Val know that. So it did roll away.
Well, and a chance here for Alina Kovaleva and RCF. Score 3 if you can put this one in the 8-foot. Take their first lead of the game, and a game in which they gave up a steal of 3 in the first. And the triple goes on the board in 8. So Canada will trail, having the hammer in the 9th end of this session 6 game. Canada 1 and 2, taking on unbeaten RCF, who have a 1-point lead.
Make our shots. That's all we got to do. Yep. Yep.
Let's bear down.
Yeah.
8 good ones here.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's get it back.
Okay. Yep.
Только вес снимайте,
Весом!
Воу.
26 будет!
Чуть-чуть перевалит. Сделай 26. Смотрите, садится очень.
Пятый!
Сори, я видела, что не доезжаю. Я видела, что не доезжаю.
So the 9th end begins, the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2021. And the 8th end has become a nemesis of this Canadian team, especially today. We are on day 2 of competition. And Canada at a 1-2 record. Seeing what they're made of again. We play this 9th end. Canada has the hammer. And it's a blank or score 2 at least.
Wait only. Wait only. There it goes. T-line. Line's getting good. Coming down. Yep. Has to finish. Doesn't have to finish. Line's really good. Just take it. Well done. Well done. Nice. Great shot, Brienne.
There's a really good shot there by Brienne. Last 2 ends, we've seen her just slip behind the tee line. Very important that that one did not. Nice shot.
Он так начал съезжать, я думала, он уже сдох совсем.
Он, да, сдох, но сначала было страшно, что удар.
I really like this call that Carrie is making right now. She's taking the play away from the center. They're sitting shot right now. So they're trying to take the play away, put it in a position where RCF is going to have to decide whether to hit it or really go for it. Ideally, they would have liked that to be second shot because now RCF doesn't have to hit it if they don't want.
We'll check in on Japan and China. Looks like very close of who shot stone of those 3 around the 4-foot. China a 1-point lead in the 8th end. Han Yu, 2019 Pacific Asia champion. And China, the only team that knows they'll be playing in next year's Olympic Winter Games, hosted as the host nation. Try and get it into the 4-foot, maybe even a little touch of that. They'll touch it in, won't roll the shooter. And they will get their 1 point. So they extend their lead, an important score in that game. They have a 2-point lead, 2 ends remaining, while United States, Italy, and Italy facing that stone on the back of the 4-foot, but it's open. And Stefania Constantini, opportunity to hit for 2. Cut into that American lead. Oh, a real big sweep to...
Great shot.
Sweepers made that one, holding the line, get their 2 points, 6-5 after 8. United States and Italy.
Just to catch you up on our sheet, RCF was trying to come around because that second stone of Brienne's was not second shot. They chose to ignore it, which is a good call. Tried to come around, came up light, and Shannon was able to hit it on the nose and roll a little bit to create that angle that you see there in the top 12, top 8 foot. So great shot there by Shannon. RCF now trying to move things around just a little.
And there's just a little change of those angles for Arsenkina. Worked out pretty well.
That's a very good shot.
Yeah, their angles are good and ours are not.
Yeah, we have a tap. Angle in a bit. Okay, just play, do you like back 4? Okay.
Stay on the high side.
Yeah. Can I have just a hair last, Gary? Yeah,
Well, look in Korea against Germany, 8-6. A high-scoring affair, and that 1 red stone belonged to Korea in there. Daniela Jentsch, chance to score 3 and take the lead.
can see most of it by the looks of it. Trying to get it to curl now. She's really close. What a shot.
Great shot, and to score 3 in a game where you look, your opponent was throwing a shot for 6, and you now lead
Ja, es war gut, dass du gesagt hast.
after 8 ends of play. Germany playing 3-handed, trying to go even the record at 2-2. Korea comes in at 0-3, looking for win number 1. And a Korean team, Olympic silver medal team.
So Team Canada was able to bump things around a bit, but they've actually created, I think, a triple opportunity here for RCF.
Well, nothing. Try and make the double a different way. They spin it out. Looks like their second shot.
I think Canada's 1-3. Just a little wide on that. She hits that almost no. She could get the triple.
Yeah. Does nose on the red do anything?
Then we're shot 1 and 2.
Want to go down there? Yeah.
It'll leave us sitting 2.
Because then we're on them, and we're 1 and 2. Make them make something.
I guess they got hit and rolls on both sides.
Yeah. And then if we rip, they
How do we just rip the guard into them?
Well, that might go over top, actually. But
Okay. Roll for a corner your way.
Yeah.
So what was your first thought?
well, unless we do stuff that there, roll to here.
Yeah. Suggested,
And
Shannon.
then-
I like it.
And
Do we
then they
ever
roll
rip the
under,
guard
that's
into
all
them?
right.
Hey,
Do we ever rip the guard into them?
good.
That would be best result. I just don't know where else we go.
Yeah. Like unless we like tap this.
Yeah, they just got us that way.
Because if we tap, we're giving them the. I just think if
double
we
this way.
nose, like they just suck
Yeah,
one
I
around.
don't mind either making a play or
and
giving
if we
that a
tap,
go.
or they
Like
hit
this
and
double
roll. They still have
this
the hit
way.
and roll, and we're kind of
Like if we give this a go,
chasing.
Or the hit
are we
and roll
still
too,
just
yeah.
wanting
They
to
have
plant
hit and
that
roll and
there?
it's wide 8-foot 1
Yeah,
all
we
day
just
on
stuff
no
it
matter
there,
what
that's
we
pretty
do. So
good.
I think we got to move some
I
stuff
think the
around.
run, yeah.
Okay. All right, Belle, let's make this. You got it.
So trying to run it onto those 2 reds.
I like both of the options they talked about, just hitting red onto red and line 2. But I also like the run. It is harder shot, very high degree of difficulty, but you can get a better result, better outcome. There it is. That's the shot.
See the enthusiasm and the excitement from Einarson in the house. Knows
What a
the
call.
Beauty.
Yeah, the outcome, the risk versus reward on that one, the result was huge. What a great throw by Val Sweeting.
Pistol, that a girl.
watch the reaction. Carrie's hopping around as the spins them out.
Huge shot for Team Canada.
Well, RCF make hit and roll back. They don't quite get the long roll there. They are shot stone.
It's okay too.
Nose isn't bad.
If the other way is better, that works too.
We can roll our shooter on.
That's what I was thinking. Okay.
Do you like that same turn?
Yeah, same turn or
Okay.
the other one?
Yep.
Okay.
They're pretty much trying to throw the same shot, really, is just hit it center line side, that top red one, catch the back red one that was just rolled to shot rock, and roll your shooter on. Would be a great outcome if they can make it.
Yeah, puts even more pressure on. And just stuffs it, and it's still shot stone
Good try, Val.
for RCF.
нравится. Мне тоже нравится.
So line one, do you try and draw around? Do you hit the side one?
Well,
Бьем сразу 9-5. Ага.
it's quite an interesting scenario, actually.
Посильнее делаем.
RCF has some momentum right now, so they could easily, and I don't mean easy as an easy shot, but throw the come around and lie two. They could maybe get the hit and roll to the back 8-foot and lie two that way. It does, this is the safer of the two shots for sure, because it does eliminate one of the Canada stones. It's probably the smart call, just based on scoreboard up one. And if they can get the roll to lie two, that'd be amazing. Like that.
And gets the roll in, bite the 4-foot.
Молодец, Алина.
Спасибо. Молодец, супер.
Ты прям большой хотела?
I don't want to take away that short run either.
Bumper, guys. Roll in there.
Okay. You got it.
Well, a lot easier to have smiles for RCF right now with the 1-point lead. Definitely two different tones between the teams. Body language between Canada and RCF. Canada trying to get their deuce and 9.
Canada really needs to roll this somewhere. Don't want to leave it right there.
Want to sit for shot stone as it makes the roll. How far does it go? It will sit just in time, I think, for shot stone.
I think so.
Right. Were you second? First?
No. Don't think so.
Just took the curl. Lifted their brooms again, just that on-off.
No, well, I've killed 2 of yours, so I was being a little cautious.
Можно зайти, да? Главное
Главное
перемазать.
спрятать, да?
Да. Ага. Нам главное полностью в белую его затащить. Да. Чуть запасом. Да.
So I think Canada is line one.
It does look like there's a shot in the back.
14-20, 14-0. Да.
So Kovaleva looking to try and bury one around those two centerline guards. He's full 8, part of the 4.
Девчоночки, вали! Линии побольше! Девчоночки, вали!
Весом!
Надо валить!
Весом!
Мы идем прям очень
Вес больше!
Нет! Можно...
Нельзя вес.
Нет.
Вот сейчас можно.
He's got a lot of curling to do.
It just got well out there.
It did.
Okay.
Well, that gives a chance now. Canada will have that opportunity to score their 2. Were they afraid of touching that top one maybe? That playing it tight, that they touch the yellow and shot for 3?
Yeah. Okay. I just don't want them to kick.
Okay, guys, same weight, bumper.
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, for RCF, definitely didn't want to go anywhere near that yellow stone, but weight was perfect. Just need to curl another foot. So huge opportunity here for Canada. Making sure they go to school on what happened on their first one. They lifted the broom and it did take a lot of curl. So my suggestion would be to keep the brooms down. Don't need a roll this time.
Go ahead, Shannon.
Looking for the hit to score 2 for Team Canada.
Shannon's going for curl. This one's got more weight.
Try to get as close to nose as possible. Hit and roll away. And it's just going to be 1. Unable to get to the nose enough. And it is just the 1.
Yeah, 1 yellow.
So all that and a single point for Canada rolls away, and it means a 7-7 game heading to the 10th end.
Terrible.
And it is RCF who will have the hammer coming home.
Еще один эндик дожать.
Разводочки сделать.
Главное раскрыть середину.
Разложься при ровном.
Да.
Сделаем, да?
Тогда что у нас последний энд?
Не, ну, типа равный шаг.
Не 9-й?
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go. Just put the pressure on. Yeah. Yeah. Good ones. Yeah. Leave it all out there. Let's go. Yeah. High first or tight? Do they play the tips? I don't know. High? Line's good. Line's great. Curling now. 2.
We curled already. Swing looks high.
Okay, make it call. Make it call.
Okay, leave it high.
Okay, that's fine. Good.
Well, the high guard to start off this 10th end. It's all tied 7-7. LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2021. Luke Kohler here with Melissa Saligo. And rushing to try and get into the house first is not the thing that RCF wants to do. Well, and the tick shot missed. Unable to push that one off the center line for Kuzmina, who's had a great game.
Yeah, bit for line. 3. Hair more. Should travel better. Okay, line's good. Room down. Line's good.
Chance to get the 2 centers up, and that's a huge opportunity now for the Canadian side.
Oh, there it goes. No, line's really good.
Line's good.
Yeah, trying to get these as far apart as possible without bringing that into the rings. That's a great pair by Brianne.
Добавила. 4 фута. Линия отличная. Побольше пока, даже побольше. Ага, пошире, девочка.
Да-да-да. Да-да-да.
Пошел заход.
Да-да-да.
4 до. 4 побольше пока. Давай, давай.
So missed tick shot, then you end up seeing this one come into the rings.
Давай, еще пониже.
And Katarina Kuzmina has been real solid in this game. Missed that tick shot, but other than that, hasn't really missed a lot. Has been
Yeah, don't mind that.
really placing her stones well in this one.
Oh, she's had a terrific game.
Yeah, we can do it. Back 4, Becky.
What kind of
Okay,
weight
need
she
a
asking?
little less, Carrie.
What kind of weight she's asking?
Back 4.
Okay.
So Shannon looking for a back 4, back 8 weight. Would love to get to the face of that red RCF stone.
Back 8. Yep. Line only.
Hard to
Yes.
get by.
Wait, little solid. Back 12. Yes. Heavy. Heavy.
Whoa, whoa. Bow, bow, bow.
Close, yes.
Hard bell, hard bell. Oh, tapping it out.
Yeah, yeah, that's okay too. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
That's fine.
That's okay.
It's a pretty good shot. I know they if you tap it just behind the tee line, like back 4, back 8 weight, they would have used that later, but when it was going that far, just tap it right out of the rings. That's fine too. You know that RCF is going to try and peel.
So they get rid of that top one. We'll look in China and Japan, 4-2. China leading. Sayaka Yoshimura. Not necessarily the exact shot that you'd want to be playing to try and score points.
Oh, it looks like an angle takeout. Must be close, though.
I'll tap it onto their other one, and just about, but not quite enough. It's that one side of the forefoot for China, and a 5-2 lead for China over Japan.
They're hoping that Shannon's rock would have curled a little bit more across center. This gives the double opportunity, double peel opportunity a bit easier for RCF.
Not quite, just goes right by.
Halfway, a little less than Shannon's. 1-2. Line's a little tighter. Curled early. Okay, line's good. Okay.
Just want this in a zone 1.
Really curling. Really curling. Where are you? We're over. Line's over. Though. 2 feet almost.
Don't want this too deep.
No. You'd line them up a bit. Sit. Okay.
That's about, I would say, 4 or 5 feet too deep.
Oh, that was a 1.
Yeah, it still leaves, and it leaves that one open, but obviously won't make a play on it.
Yeah.
Not yet. It is only in the top 8, so good opportunity here now for RCF to make the double peel again. If you hit it the right way, you could actually catch the one that's top 8 as well.
Well, Porchinova trying to get both. And staggers those guards in an interesting leave.
Not a good outcome for RCF. Not only did she only remove one, but she, as you said, she left kind of a staggered guard on either side of the center, so it does make the draw to the forefoot that much harder on both sides. No option here but to throw another center guard. Need to split center.
Weight's good. Halfway on its own. 2, 3. 3 sliding right now. I don't want to go on it. 3, 2. It's your broom. It's your broom. A little farther than your broom. No. Sit, baby. Hey, that's good.
Well, guard up that stone, top of the 8-foot.
Thanks. Good job.
Look at all the scores. China leading Japan 5-2, 9-9 in the 10th end, Korea and Germany. And we are tied playing the 10th end on sheet C in the United States, 7-5 over Italy. In the 10th end, Italy is the hammer in that one. So the late stages here of session 6. Oh, just misses that other one. Adding another one. No out turn side now. Be a wide in turn to get to the forefoot.
You see how close this comes to getting that other yellow stone just outside the rings. It was very, very close.
Yeah, just millimeters from opening up and changing the way this 10th end would play.
One more time, and then we'll get one more draw. Yeah, like the next one we'll be able to.
So as you say, Luke, there's really nothing on that counterclockwise side or out-turn side.
You got it.
Can't draw anywhere.
Starting decent now. We've played it a few times. Okay.
You want to think that that rock that's in the top 8 isn't enough to win you the game right now, but you really can't do anything with it. You have to throw the guard here for Carrie Anderson.
point. 1, 2. Okay. We're just over. Hold for line.
Line's really good. Whoa.
Good.
Up.
That's good. Good. Good spot. Good. That's good, Kara. Good. That's nice, Carrie. Yeah. Good. Really good, actually. Good one. See what they
Good
do.
shot by Carrie. Nice high guard.
Good. Good.
Yeah, just had to protect
Продолжай
that
скакать.
one on the top of the
Я думаю,
8.
что да, просто нам тут никуда не привести-то особо ничего не сделать будет.
Так,
Ну, разве что
так даблу
сыном
тоже.
туда, то есть она например, рандом.
Так даблу тоже не нравится. Ну, типа...
Нет, если мы
высокий,
так ничего не делаем, то нам просто туда еще
Да.
Ну, это
Давайте
да,
тогда
это
вот так.
понятно.
Мы хотя бы оставим себе.
Посмотрим, что она будет.
Да, давайте.
RCF would really like to make 2 yellows go away, whether it's the one in the rings or the one on the side, most likely the one on the sides with the 2 guards. They did quickly look at maybe hitting the one that's closest to the rings on the right-hand side and opening that side up and maybe catching the double that way. But if you ever miss that, you're in a ton of trouble on your last stone. So Alina Kovaleva looking to make the double peel here.
Yeah, crucial one for the RCF skip. I'll get one. There's the double. Get the third. Oh, touches
So
it.
close.
Молодец, почти.
Great shot.
Oh, great throw and a crucial time, a clutch shot from the RCF skip. Timeout Canada.
If it ends up being straight on, it's not bad.
Even, if you're straight on it, especially if you just tap it like full 4, that's a hard. Yeah, just have to drop it.
Yeah, I think just tap it
Just
straight
make her
to
draw harder, yeah.
Yep,
Seems to move. And don't give her an easy double, yeah.
I agree. I like it.
Yeah, as long as you don't make her easy double, because I think she's taking it wrong. Yeah, if it's there.
So hair high?
Yeah. She has to regard here, so she should know the speed. I don't think we'll have to say too much. I think
So they want to tap it just a little bit, Melissa?
her little tap, like, yeah.
13-8.
I think they want to tap it right to the tee line, in my opinion. So they're trying to tap that one that's top 8 a little on the broom side. So like as Val said, hair high. So you hit it a hair high, it goes almost straight back, maybe a little on the angle. I think if you don't cover part of the button, you give Anna Kovaleva a pretty easy shot because she's made a ton of draws. She's drawn against 3 and 2 as we've seen. But if you don't tap it enough, you also give her the double. So it's a really tricky spot. You just want to make it as hard on your opposition as you can here.
Minimum weight, good. Little bit hard.
So you heard them saying minimum weight. Really want to move this one.
Just top 4.
Top 4 is not going to move it very far.
Well, I just don't want to set up an easy double on there.
Light.
Not able to move it, and looking at those, you got to get the 4-foot. Looking at the double.
Yeah, I don't think the double is very easy. Drawn here all day. Just about 5-6 feet light. That's almost a shot too. You could throw that little bit of extra weight because the only thing you don't want it to do is over curl.
Going
So-
deep isn't the end of the world.
Is not the end of the world, no. Because it comes off, the weight comes off so fast.
В конце 4,
So you had to make sure you were there. It's a tough shot.
Надо 4 фута. Я думаю, 14-0 будет отлично.
Да.
Well, missed opportunity to really try and put the pressure on. Is Kovaleva, who still needs the 4-foot though.
Хороший вес.
With this final shot of the 10th end, a 7-7 tie.
Легче, легче. Вес отличный.
Missed a couple draws early in the game that led to steals. hoping to avoid that again, as this needs the forefoot. And they like it. RCF likes it to the tee line for the win. And RCF stays unbeaten with a single point. They will win this one 8-7 over the Canadian side. Canada now 1-3 through 4 games and 2 days of play.
Мне понравилась игра в общем. В общем и целом.
Намного.
Бойцы?
Маша говорит, 5 восьмерка.
Блин, кстати, да.
Do I have to sign? Oh, I've never.
Well, another game is now a final. It is China defeating Japan, running them out of stones. So 5-2 the final over on sheet A. It is China winning, so they're 2-1. Japan drops to 1-2. We'll jump in on sheet B now, Korea and Germany. It was the final stone coming for Kim Eun-jung and unable to get shot stone. So that means Germany holds on and picks up the victory in that game, as Korea 0-4 to start. The Olympic silver medalists have not had the start they wanted. 0-4, while Germany, playing three-handed, pick up a win, and they are 2-2. Quite the story brewing there for Germany as they pick up a 10-9 victory over Korea. And a shot in that game that'll come back to haunt Korea is a shot for 6. Back in the fourth end, they only get 3, and it's Germany that comes back to win that game. And the other last game on the ice is a final. It is USA that picks up the victory over Italy. High fives for the US as they win 7-5. So the US improves to 2-2. And Italy still winless, 0-4 now through 2 days of play. Well, our feature game, RCF and Canada, 8-7 was the final. It got off to a great start for the Canadian side, but RCF able to come back with that big 3 in the 8th end and then scoring with the hammer in 10, winning it 8-7. Second half of this game and the well-played end by RCF. They have those two on the button. Kerry Einarson has an out-turn tap, try to come down and move that to try and get second shot, just to cut the steal down to 1 and keep the lead in this game. And it is a perfect shot by the Canadian skip, able to tap that back, hold the steal to 1, And then an 8.
I do.
This, the last shot for Carrie Einarson, has to get through this tight port.
It's such a tight port to navigate, Luke, and the brushers never had a chance to say that the weight was up, and unfortunately they were calling as if it was the weight called, and it just rolled too far. Very, very close.
So after that one rolls out, that left an opportunity for 3 and RCF to take the lead for Elena Kovaleva. And this one comes no problem into the forefoot. 3 for RCF and the lead in this game. In the 10th end, after Canada is able to only get 1 in the 9th. Didn't make the tap on Team Canada's last, so draw the forefoot for the win. And you need this out of your skip to put this one in the forefoot for the victory. And it is a victory for RCF, so they stay unbeaten with that win over the Canadian side. Here's how session 6 wrapped up. A 5-2 China win over Japan. 10-9 Germany defeats Korea. Our game a tight one as well. 8-7 was the final score. And then the United States defeating Italy 7-5. So we are through 2 days of play, and right now RCF on top of the standings, 4-0. Then Scotland, Switzerland, and Sweden all at 3-0. China, Czech Republic at 2-1. Germany, US at 2-2. Denmark, Japan at 1-2. Then Canada's 1-3. Estonia 0-3, and then Italy, Korea 0-4. So that is 2 days of play at the LGT World Women's Curling Championship 2021. From Melissa Saligo, myself, Luke Coley, thanks for tuning in, and join us for more coverage from Calgary.